A very good starting field position from the Bengals here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Here's Gordon. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. 2nd and 13. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. That one good for 26 and a first down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance. When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Get ready. Get ready. Switch. Rush in. Rush in. Quick dash.
They'll try the right side this time. Here with Gordon. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched him more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. You and I watched film yesterday, and you told me to watch his feet. Well, for whatever reason, his footwork just looked off on that throw.
And you always love it when the next defensive back talks quarterback mechanics, right?
Well, but you're good at it.
Well, I try, all right? I don't know how good I am, but it doesn't take much to tell. His mechanics are off a little bit, exactly what you described. Footwork, that led to the incompletion.
And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. They'll get 14 on that one. Good for a Bengal first down. So following the run by Gordon, here's 1st and 10.
Guys, it's game situation. Let's go. Switch.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack.
54 is Mike. 54 is Mike. Check. Watch 54. You must be dreaming. Go.
2nd and long. Escaping the pressure right. Got a man open. It's Ross. And a good gain here of 9 from the 19 down to the 10. This will be the 8th play of the drive. It's 3rd and 7.
Right there. 54. Right there. 54 Mike. All get roll. Rest. You go off. You got tight right there. Showing it. Check safety.
He'll drop to throw. Eluding the pressure right. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off down at the 2. And a short return will be stopped inside the 10 at the 8-yard line. Oh, no doubt, a very disappointing end to what was a pretty strong opening drive.
They had 3 points in their back pocket. It was there for them. If you don't like what you see, just throw it away. Make sure you get those points on the board. Don't get too greedy. He forced it there. You saw the end result.
On first down, Swift He'll have a first down and more past the 20 as he'll take this up to the 22-yard line. Give him 14 yards there and a Denver first down. Now they can breathe a little easier, some room to operate as they've got it first and 10 now out past the 20. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Going for the deep ball. It got his man complete. 36 yards on the play. Charles, you talk so much about quick change plays. There's one right there. You get the turnover, and boom, hit him with a big one.
And defenses plan for this all the time. They work on it in practice. But in the middle of the game, when that quick change takes place, oftentimes guys aren't as focused as they need to be.
And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. That one, 28 yards on the ground. They go play action here on first down. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. On second down, Williams. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2 there, and it's third down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Denver. A 16-yard touchdown. And the Broncos push further out in front. That's one of those touchdown tosses where if it's an inch to the right or left, it's not a touchdown. He had to put it right on the money.
Yeah, and how did he do that? Everything around him, everything swirling, all the coverage downfield. Somehow he spotted the opening and put it right there.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals drive about to get going. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game. And
he rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on first and 10. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And an alley to run. And he finally goes down, but not before reaching the 21. It's a big play there for the Broncos. 42 yards. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for first and 10. On the ground, this is Williams. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. Not quite the success they had last play. This one goes for 3 yards.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big time?
And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown. An 18-yard touchdown grab. And the Broncos push further out in front.
All the receivers in the league are plenty good enough. Otherwise, they wouldn't make it in the NFL. But the ones that go to the Pro Bowl, they have refined route-running ability.
McManus's point after is good. And it's now 21-0. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back.
And the Broncos get there and take him down.
3 scores down, not even a halftime yet. They're not getting much generated offensively. They've got to figure it out.
It's tough because this defense just seems to be playing with so much confidence right now.
They really are. They are on their toes, and they're getting at them.
Now back to throw. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. Fletcher Cox make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Second quarter action, 1:56 remaining. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. The Bengals bring out their punter now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. That's taking it around the 40. Now a hit and a loose football. And the Bengals grab it. And the return stops just a few yards shy of midfield. They'll spot the ball at the 47-yard line.
And that's what friends are for.
Right. As the returner, you know who you're buying dinner for later.
Oh, without a doubt, because he just took care of you and your team in a big way. You know, you turn it over there, that's a big momentum changer and put your defense in a bad spot.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
This defense is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. It came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Second and 10. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Fletcher Cox in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been under constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. That'll wind up being a 50-yard punt, though they do get 10 back on the return. And the Broncos take over, first down and 10. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And now consider the lead. The question is, how much is good enough? Are you going for more?
It's the NFL. There's never enough, I believe, because they get reeled in all the time when you sit on the ball. I think that they will try and move the ball downfield and try and squeeze a few more points out of this first half. They'll be careful. They'll be a little bit cautious at times, but also they will attack downfield and try and get in position for at least 3 points.
They'll run on first down. Swift, and he's down right around midfield after a gain of 2, maybe 3. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. They stay on the ground. This time it's Williams.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving. Young to throw it. Got his man. It's Williams. And he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Young now. That's going to be caught. And all the way home for a Broncos score. In for the score. And the Broncos push further out in front.
And that's a lead that excites a team as they head into the half. Good way to finish things off.
Yeah, able to extend that lead, and you always say it, that can totally change the complexion of half number 2.
Yeah, it changes your morale, changes your outlook. But even before that, let's see if they decide to kind of squib kick or what they're going to do on the kickoff, because you don't want to give up a big play right before the half ends.
Good point.
Let's go.
The Bengals drive about to get going. Typically down to the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive, but they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me. I mean, you've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
I'm sorry about that. But normally, I'm the one preaching patience.
Yeah.
You know, take your time, first half, you still got a chance. I think they're out of patience here. This has to be a drive that gets a touchdown. So if you're the play caller, you're going to that portion of the sheet that says big-time plays, specials, anything you can use to get yourself back into it.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now, so as you mentioned, trying to find something.
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off at the 40. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line. That is now 7 interceptions between last week and this week. 3 in this game, 4 a week ago.
And I saw the head coach write on his play sheet and make a little note. I hope he's writing self-scout. Bring in the guys that scout games for you with a different eye and watch him and see what's going on, and maybe they can pick up what the flaws are, and hopefully they can correct them.
Throwing here to start the drive as they connect left side. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down.
Safe. 6 guys. Check 6 up.
On first down, Swift. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 11. Back at the 20-yard line.
They'll keep it on the ground. Swift. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
3rd quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Young on 3rd down. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And they're going to get him down shy of the 1st at about the 13-yard line. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down. And the 11-year veteran bangs it through. And they're sitting pretty now as the lead grows even further. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
The Bengals drive about to get going. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But
He's got it with the 15. And they're going to have this way down deep in Denver territory. A big play there for the Bengals. 61 yards. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. 4 yards on the pickup, and that'll lead here to a third down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
They'll set up a throw. Flush to his right. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off down at the 2. Yeah. Another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
Give him 9 there on the first down completion. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1.
Let's go. Let's bring it. Let's bring it.
49. Check 49.
Now a give, right side. Swift. And brought down, but not before they're able to get it up to the 25.
Let's go.
Give him 14 yards there and a Denver first down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. They'll run it with Williams. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
51
Now on 2nd and 13. Young dancing to his left. And he's going to keep it. Now Young loses the football. It's stripped. And the Bengals have recovered it.
When I see a play like that, I come back to risk-reward. I don't know about you, but is it worth it at that point, whatever you're going to pick up, to either take the hit, and in this case, lose the football?
So, should have gone down. I mean, hindsight's always 20/20, but that's the safe play.
You're exactly right. Hindsight's really never wrong, is it? Because you can analyze.
And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. John Ross with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Bengals take advantage of the turnover to put up 6. Extra point good by Hopkins. And the lead is down to 24. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line.
Get ready.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
They run it again with Williams. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play, so it was looking good, but nothing there, and now it's 3rd down and inches. Third and short yardage, Young. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And this is caught at the 20. And they're going to have this way down in Cincinnati territory. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Young on first down. And this is caught by Sutton. Touchdown Broncos. Cortland Sutton, his 9th touchdown of the season as his guys continue to pour it on. Extra point from McManus is good. And the lead will swell by one more. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
That's it, baby. We don't work.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
A good pickup there, 26 yards. This quarterback now perfect since the second half started, 7 of 7. It's first and nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Fletcher Cox, a milestone sack for him as it moves him past Hall of Famer Lawrence Taylor, who finished his career with 132 and a half. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. He's going to rifle one deep left side. It's caught inside the 25. And they're going to have this way down deep in Denver territory. A big play there for Cincinnati. 45 yards. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. And that's caught. Did he stay in bounds, though? He did not. Ruled incomplete. He was looking for Joe Mixon there out of the backfield. That'll bring up second down.
47 Mike, 47 Mike.
He'll look to throw. And he'll lay out and pull it in. What a diving catch there. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down. Now the Bengals on third down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. They'll set up to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Their already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down.
47 to Mike, boy. Yo. Check.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Going for it all. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So they declined the penalty. That seems a little odd.
I'm trying to work through it and work with them to figure out why.
Well, someone's got to be confused.
That's what I think. I'm pretty sure that the bench is saying take the penalty, and somehow in the heat of the moment, they thought they were saying decline the penalty, and that's going to work against them. They should have taken it.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
A Bronco first down there, 12 yards on the play. This quarterback now 14 out of 17, 82%, and it's 1st and 10. They'll run on first down. Swift. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. That one good for 13 and a Denver first down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the fourth as it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. 2nd and 5. Able to get away. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Stephon Tuitt able to shake free and get home for the sack. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Bronco football as we get your reset here. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They'll set up the screen. This is Williams. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 43. Now a play fake here on first down.
And I know you can't really see it, but that play spells frustration with a capital F for the guys on defense. They covered everyone else, end up going to the running back out of the backfield, and he picks up a back-breaking first down.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Off the draw, here's Williams. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. This will be play number 8 here on the drive. It's 3rd and a yard. Off play action. Cross. And that is incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
The Bengals drive about to get going. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
47. Mike, 47. Here we go. Here we go.
Back to throw here. Got a man, it's Ross, complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. And here come the whistles and a timeout with 7 seconds left. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll look to throw here. Now a desperation throw. That's caught inside the 20. And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown, but they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it.
doesn't affect the outcome, but, hey, nice job there to put it in the end zone for the final play.
Could it affect other things? Sometimes these types of scores are ones that we don't consider big at the time. Then later on we find out